All right, welcome back, everybody, to Guber Talks. My name is Justin.
I'm Gavin.
And we are back here today on episode 5 on Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Well, we're going to start today's episode with a little taste review of sorts. We're just going to jump right into this. So here in good old Iowa, we have this place called Big Grove Brewery. And I believe they're in Iowa City. Is that correct?
I believe so.
I hope so.
Look it up.
Otherwise, we're shouting them out incorrectly, very, very poorly. But we also have a guest here by the name of Talia Cordova. Say hello, Talia.
Hello, Talia.
Okay, that works too. So we're going to try this new special ale of sorts. So it's a Game of Thrones inspired one. It's called the Red Wedding Wheat. And I'm spilling it on the table because I'm trying to read it right now. I'm sorry. So we're going to try it out. It's a fruit sour ale. So everybody, cheers.
Ooh.
It's got a bit of a sour kick to it.
That is a fruited sour ale.
Give your thoughts here, Talia.
I personally am not a sour person. I've always been more of an IPA girl. Longboard, things like that. It's very grapefruity, so it's not a misadvertisement.
It's all right. Yeah. What do you think, Gavin?
I don't mind it. I mean, I am personally a fan of sour stuff, so I like it.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. What was it, like yesterday? How much, like, the sours are okay. I'm not the biggest fan. Depends on my mood. And this is an okay mood to drink it right now. But
I like it.
It's not bad. So, yes, again, that's Big Grove Brewery here. Actually, it's in Solon, Iowa, and Iowa City. So
that's close enough.
Both those places. So if you're ever in the area, go ahead and check them out. They have this Red Wedding Wheat. Scripture says honors the... yep, I'm not going to read that. There's a bunch of stuff on there, but it's pretty nice. Got a nice citrusy flavor to it. And hope you guys check it out. So it's a nice way to intro this episode. So thanks, Talia, for joining us. Now go finish that in the other room. All right, we're back. We had a little mic situation there for a few moments, and we had to clean up our spillage of beer because this thing is frothing. So
we just licked it right off the table.
Yeah, with my tongue. Hopefully it's my tongue and everything else. But yeah, so during this episode, we're going to be enjoying some good old Big Grove Brewery here. Game of Thrones edition, so it's pretty good.
Thanks.
So how's it going, Gavin? What's new in your life, Gavin?
Oh, nothing much. I don't think any big news has happened for us to talk about.
Yeah, and this, again, before we start off, I just want to say that this is going to be a mixed bag episode. So what that means is that rather than having like a specific topic by any means, we're just going to dive into whatever we want to talk about, random stuff. We're going to talk about a certain movie.
Yeah.
Like, granted, we talk about movies and video games and all that nerdy stuff, but we're going to go a little more in detail about a specific topic, but nothing too specific. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. We'll figure it out along the way.
Yeah. So hope you enjoy. And before we start off this episode was brought to you by T&L's Java Joint Drive-Thru. They just opened up last week, I believe, when we dropped the podcast was their opening day. Was it the first, right?
I think it came out last Thursday.
Yeah. So
maybe Wednesday.
Yeah, and again, great place here on the west end of Davenport. Again, that address is 2730 West Locust Street in Davenport, Iowa, right across the street from the fairgrounds. I drove by it the other day, got some coffee. It was pretty good. The nice thing about it is that it's one of those like open. It's not just like a drive-thru. They've got a place where you can sit down and go walk up and order. Because a lot of places like Atomic in the area that just strictly just drive-thru.
Yeah.
I like the areas that have both a drive-thru and where you can actually walk up and sit and hang out. So it's a pretty cool place. So everyone, if you want to go check it out, it's a good old time. And I think all their specials are actually done because opening weekend's already done. Or week, I should say. But yeah, go check it out.
Thanks.
So yeah.
Cool.
Want to lead this one, Gavin?
Yeah. No, speaking of coffee places, I was just thinking there's a place out on, what is it, Brady? And anytime I drive by it, because that's a drive-through only place, so you don't sit down, there's like a line of like 10 cars.
I think it's Atomic that you're thinking about.
And it's like anytime I drive by, it's like 7 o'clock at night and there's 20 cars there. I'm like, I'm not going there.
Exactly. And I used to love it. And we're not going to bash on Atomic here by any means. It's just, it's a popular place. It's good. I recommend going there if you have the time, especially the time or the patience to do it. I personally just want to get my coffee and get the hell out. But it's a good place, good local place. It's just the only issue is that it's in a parking lot, which is similar to T&L's. Java joint or Java place. The sponsor. The
I
sponsor.
want to get that one right.
Yes, it's tomato. But our sponsor here, they're also in a parking lot, but it's not as like busy as that area on Brady. You know what I mean? Because they have Azteca. But yeah, coffee's a growing thing here. I like it. I like it a lot. I like having options compared to like just going to like Starbucks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, recently saw Endgame again.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, what did you think the second time?
I liked it. So I think the biggest takeaway was it didn't feel nearly as long as sitting through the first time. And I think the reason it didn't feel as long is because I kind of knew what was coming. I was like anticipating like, you know, the big moments or anything. And I don't know if like we won't go spoil for the 7 of you that haven't seen it or anything. But
well, next episode, if we can, spoilers are off.
Yeah.
I feel like this week is an appropriate time for spoilers to be out there.
Okay.
Like Monday, like not in this episode, but just in general.
Right,
people can post, and because I was gonna start like tweeting like, oh, now I can cosplay as Thor, kind of shit.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah. So yeah. Without getting into like any major spoilers or anything like that, I liked it.
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
If I had the time and I wanted to spend another $12 or whatever, I'd probably go see it another time. But
Same.
Yeah, it definitely was worth it.
It was good. We saw it at a drive-in last night.
Okay. Is that the one that played Captain Marvel as well? Or
yeah, I think they played it after.
That's weird.
I don't know why would you. First off, why would you stay?
Yeah. Why would you?
Second off, why wouldn't you just start off with that? Because they would kind of have to know that like the context, everything with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Personally, but it was good. We were a little far away for it, but I still liked it a lot and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But since we saw it in a drive-in, obviously there weren't going to be a bunch of like diehard fans. So when all this like epic stuff happened, nobody said anything. And I was like, internally, Talia and I were just dying because we just wanted to like woo and cheer and whatnot. So
yeah, when we went on Thursday, there was I think 2 or 3 people in the entire theater that had no, like it was the theater was like semi-full, not super full, not super packed, but there were like 2 or 3 people that hadn't seen it before. And you knew who those people were because you could like hear when someone did something or say something, you hear like just gasp. And then like, you know, later on the big moment we talked about last year when that happens, like this one kid like 3 rows back just started clapping and cheering. And I'm like, all right,
that's
like
me
that
internally. I didn't want to do it out loud, be that one guy, but I don't care. But yeah, it was good to go see that again. But nothing else like news wise except for like Endgame is now like the second highest grossing film ever.
Yeah,
it's past Titanic.
And I'm assuming it's going to be the first by the time it's
they're
done.
projecting it that it's going to pass Avatar by next weekend.
Yeah, and
good.
I'm guessing it's Disney, so they're probably gonna be like, you know, 6 months from now, and be like, hey, it's gonna be in theaters again for a limited time only, just to rack up those extra ticket sales.
It'd be cool if they did like, we're like releasing like a special like comic or poster to like extra scenes kind of a thing, because you know, like granted it's a long movie, but you know, like there's extra stuff they can throw in there, make it worthwhile for people to go back. Because I don't know when they did it for Avatar, but when they re-released Avatar some months after, I think after all the Oscar stuff. But I like when people do that, like they re-release movies and they do something a little bit different. Like before, this is just off topic, but like before Disney acquired Star Wars, they released a Phantom Menace in 3D for some reason. Yeah. Because they were going to start doing them all. And then Disney bought them. And they're like, nope.
This was a bad idea.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I went to go see it because I was like, why not?
Was it good in 3D? Was it better in 3D than it was in regular?
Yeah. I think the prequels get a harsh take.
Yeah, I think people dislike them more than they should.
Yeah, it's like,
that being said, I still don't think they're the greatest.
Oh no, I think Attack of Clones is garbage. Everyone rips on episode 1, but I'm like, episode 1's not that bad. It's corny,
but it's got a lot of action.
To it. And people need to remember these like films are made for kids. These are kids films, and people are just like, no, it needs to be dark and all this stuff, and I was like, calm down.
Yeah.
Like,
and yeah, when Phantom Menace came out, it was at that weird time in movies when things were becoming more and more computer, like CG and that, but they weren't good enough to. Yeah, they, you know, like now it's like you watch like a Marvel movie today, like, you know, Endgame or something. 99% of that is computer generated. Yeah. Like even some of the moves the actors are doing during the fight scenes, it's like, but you can't tell. Back then, you can tell. Like I remember. it was like a year or two ago, the first Harry Potter movie was on TV, and I was like just watching it, and like there was a scene where he was on a broom, and it looked like it was done by like an intern, like nowadays, like back then it looked great, but today it's like you see it, it's like it's like it's all like super jelly, and they're flapping around like
it's crazy,
bad.
like movies like Jurassic Park. That still holds up.
Yeah.
And that's older. That was that 93 or 94?
93, yeah, I believe.
But that movie still holds up compared to like a lot of CGI in like 2000. But like, again, like you said, that weird 1998 to 2003 had like that weird CGI where they tried using it a lot and it wasn't good.
Yeah. They tried to do a little too much with it than they were ready for. But you know, stuff like that has to be done to get to the point we're at now with computers. But if you ever take any sort of like computer animation class or a movie class or something, that first Jurassic Park is always like one of the first movies you talk about, because it was like the first, if not one of the first movies with fully CG like character, which is the dinosaurs and all that. I know like Terminator and all that had that before, but they weren't really realistic looking. Yeah. Because he was all metallic.
Which they had a good mix with Jurassic Park with having like the CG and then like the actual like
animatronics.
Yes, which I love. I think it's good. Good film.
Yeah, it's cool to if you like study up on that or anything, because you see how they got away with it looking so nice even by today's standards, is because like they're doing like full CG dinosaur, but they made it rainy and dark, so it was like wet and reflective, so they could get away with a lot of stuff and have it still look good.
Isn't it nuts how that's such a good film and it's like a highly praised film, and yet all the sequels are just ass,
real bad. Yeah,
like first off, we'll go like kind of like film by film, but like Lost World, snoozer. It was kind of weird, off topic, kind of a Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, is that the one with Jeff Goldblum?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's just with his daughter.
Yeah, daughter or stepdaughter, one of the two.
Some relation of some sort. And then that's when the T-Rex goes to
like New York,
San Francisco or something like that.
Somewhere.
And then Jurassic Park 3 continues like some of the main characters from the first one, the main guy.
But they're on a different island.
Yeah.
But it's still like the same.
Yeah. And then he has that Velociraptor dream when he's in the plane. Alan. That's the best part of the whole movie. But everything else, it's just... And then Jurassic World came out, and I think we have different opinions on Jurassic World. It's ass. I know it's ass. Yeah. It's not a good film, but it's fun, and it's probably like the best Jurassic Park sequel. It's just not saying a lot. You know what I mean? And then, have you seen the newest one?
I haven't.
Oh, it's awful.
That's why I haven't. Because I know it's like it's one of those movies where it's like I'm not super interested in the story or anything like that, so I don't want to like invest the time and have it just backfire on me.
It was last year for my birthday. Talia was throwing a surprise party for me, so my parents had to distract me for a little bit, and they took me to go see that movie. Yeah. And it was not good at all. And I remember after leaving it, they were like, "Oh, that's pretty good," and I was just like, "Yeah, it's pretty good."
Sure.
But obviously, they bought a ticket, and I was not gonna be like, "That was awful." Like that was terrible.
Yeah.
But it's not good. It's really dumb, and it's just They're making more. Granted, it made money. Well, actually, I don't think that one made a lot of money compared to Jurassic World. I think this was like one of the lower grossing. We don't know the numbers, but it's just not. I remember hearing it. I
could have sworn it was either the newest one or the one right before that is like it has one of like the top 10 opening week. Oh, it's the first one. Okay, because I knew one of them was that, and that's my problem with these opening weekend box office records is because like. 8 out of the 10 movies are kind of garbage. It's like you look through them and it's like
there's not a lot of competition.
Why? Yep. It's like why did it make $800 million in a day?
But that's also like on the topic of Disney monopolizing on everything.
That is true.
We'll talk about that. And again, I know we said this, but we are making a Disney episode. We're gonna not half-ass it, but it is coming out next week, and
we'll talk about more than just the movies.
Yeah, we'll talk about movies, parks, everything. Go into detail. All the deets. But yeah, I agree. I don't really care about opening number week. It's all about the total to me.
Yeah.
Because you can have a really good weekend and then like the drop is crazy for a lot of movies. Like Batman vs Superman was not a good movie.
No.
It had a big ass opening though, and then it dropped a shit ton.
Yeah. And you kind of mentioned it before, but that's why one of the reasons why I don't want to go see this upcoming Sonic movie is because I don't want to give it that feeling of be like, hey, we
made money.
Yeah, we were number 10 on the all-time box office.
Should we just jump into that?
Might as well.
All right.
Everyone knows about it.
So, in case you didn't know, if you don't, ever go near the internet at all, they're making a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it looks like ass. It looks
bad.
so bad. And here's the thing. It looks so bad that I want to go see that shit. It looks so entertaining. It looks cringy, and I just... Okay. Gavin, what are your thoughts on it?
See, everything you explained is the reason why I don't want to go see it. Like, I saw the opening trailer, and even if you get past his horrendous design, how he just looks super messed up and weird, the movie itself just looks bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's just super, like, cliche, and, they're trying to make it look like a superhero movie or something like that. And...
Why give him teeth?
Well, I mean, that, like... his animation or whatever has teeth, but not those creepy looking like
human teeth.
Yeah, like individual, like
toddler teeth. It's like he collected all like the when you have your baby teeth.
Yeah, he just took all those and he jammed them up.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
it's that. Yeah, it's that plus the eyes. How they gave him separate little tiny beady baby eyes.
It's just
like the opening shot of, well, I don't know about the opening shot. His opening shot of the trailer when he's like just about to run and he's kind of looking down. That one doesn't look terrible because his like brow is kind of like pointed down, so it looks like he kind of still has that same design, but he's kind of glaring.
Can we pull up the trailer?
Yeah.
All right, let's pull this up. All right, ready? I'm gonna hit play.
Go for it. So yeah, it starts off with the cliche thing of the cop.
And then this blue pube.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. Like, since when do his... Yeah, you can just pause it. When do his quills just come off in the games or anything? I don't remember, I don't remember that... Like, there was never a point where he's running through and you see quills just being left behind, and, like, other animals or something picking it up.
It's not like when, like, a bird gets hit and, like, the feathers are, like, floating kind of a thing. I don't know.
That's the other. So, like, before we even get into this, nobody wanted this movie to begin with. And if you're making a Sonic movie, why make it like this?
Yeah.
Like, nowhere... I mean, there have been cartoons and stuff like that, but none of them are very good. But if you're going back to, like, the original games, which I'm guessing this one is trying to do because it has Robotnik and, like, the sound effects and that, those didn't... Except for the villain, those didn't have, like, people in the world. It was Sonic saving a bunch of forest creatures.
And there's a bunch of, like, robots and stuff from... What's the villain's name?
Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, depending on which one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like he and Tails and Knuckles, and I forget the girl's name.
Say Knuckles or Nipples?
Both.
The girl version.
Yeah.
Wait, there is a girl Sonic.
Yeah, she's like pink or yellow or something like that.
What's her Nipples?
Yeah, I think
officially Nipples.
Knuckles and Nipples.
Knuckles and Nipples. Knuckle Nipples.
But yeah, so all of them, it's like you play as them, and it's just a platform, and that's the other thing. Well, because after we go through this, I want to figure out your thoughts on just video game movies,
definitely.
Movies being made from video games.
Let's do it.
Because it's like when you have a platformer like this, or like Mario, or any one of those like old, classic, quote unquote classic games. You're just making up a story, but then it's like nobody wants this story to be told. Nobody's saying like, oh, I wonder what would happen if Sonic came in the real world. It's like, because there are other games like on Xbox and stuff like that, like more recent, where it's a 3D world where you're just running. I'm like, that's his point. He just runs. He's not. No one plays a Sonic game saying like, I really need
the story.
I really need to figure out what happens to Sonic now.
Yeah, and I think the ones with stories are terrible. I think it's called Sonic.
There's
Legends
a few of them.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Here's my thought. 15 seconds into this trailer is I remember watching this. I was like, "There's no way like Sega like promoted this or they're okay with it." And then the first literally the 15-second mark, there is a Sega logo. Yep. So of course somebody at Sega was like, "All right, let's do it." Like,
I think they missed. Did you ever play like on a Sega console or anything, or I guess just any Sega game?
Yeah, yeah.
So you know how like their logo just screams at you? It's like it starts off as like Sega. I was hoping like something like that would happen in this movie.
It's more melodic than that. It's just like Sega.
Yeah, it's like Sega.
We're gonna get striked for that.
Yeah. But it's like it's so loud compared to everything else. Because like you start up Sonic here, bling bling.
Well, it's Sega. it's the same thing with the Hulu. Do you have Hulu at all?
I do.
Oh, like when you start it up, it's just like
yeah. It's like the THX like opening sound.
It's like there's an orchestra like just like set, just ready for you to like fucking boot up Hulu.
So yeah, I was kind of hoping like if you're gonna go all out and try to be like if you're gonna have those sound effects or whatever, I just have that. Just why not throw it in there?
Yeah,
because nobody's taking you seriously anyway.
All right,
let's continue. Yep. So like I will say, so we're just getting into the point of.
I like how he has no ass. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, they said they wanted to make him look like a runner. So this shot right here. Right there. That doesn't look terrible.
No.
When he's just glaring down.
Because it looks like Sega. Or looks like Sega. Looks like Sonic.
Yeah. But then, and then they cut to a war room and a military zone, and it's like, okay, well, which direction is this going?
See, now this looks like a Transformers movie to me.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I mean, it's made by Fast and the Furious people, isn't it?
I think you're right, actually.
So it's, the storyline.
And then this dialogue's just so cringy. Also, I know we can't hear it right now, but I like how Gangster's Paradise is the main song. It's so weird.
That was so random. And I think I mentioned last week or the week before how I'm kind of over trailers having different versions of popular songs being played in the background. And this comes out. I'm like, a little late to the game.
November.
You think it's still going to come out in November? Now that they're... Oh, so I guess we should say for anyone that doesn't...
God, can we pause here?
That is terrible.
God, oh my God.
And then he gets shot.
Oh my God, it's so bad. So if you didn't know, there's been so much like outcry and like backlash from just the design of Sonic, which granted, I don't understand why right now it's getting it, because the image of him has been leaked for a while.
So I think the original image was just like a poster picture, and it was just his outline. And everyone was like criticizing that. But then some people were like, oh, maybe the face will be fine, or so maybe they're just giving him a runner's body or something.
And then I think they came out with the promo art.
Yeah.
That was just like of him like in like action pose. And then people ate that shit right up.
Yeah.
But in case you didn't know, there's so much stuff that like criticism obviously from the appearance of Sonic. So the director tweeted like, we're going back and we're redoing everything.
Backpedal the whole thing.
Oh my God. Like granted, the way I view it is that I feel like originally the artist had a good design, and then the studio heads were like, nah, we're not going to fix that. We're not going to do this. Mm-hmm. We have what we have. Let's just keep it that way.
I think what they tried to do, it failed horribly, was make him look realistic.
Yeah.
Like they tried to bring him into a real world scenario, and they were like, what would Sonic look like if he were, anatomically correct proportionally to a human? Yeah. And that's not what should be done.
No,
like with a cartoon video game character.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like Space Jam's a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just put in 2D animation. Yeah, it's the 90s and it's like campy as hell, but that's what you get when you're signing up for like a animated movie, like a live action animated movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and yeah, like even that, like because. Space Jam, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like both of those were early on and they're still good. Combining cartoon, and I guess those are more like on the cartoon side rather than the realistic animation side. But the same principle applies. How you don't need to change the design, just make it in the world.
Make them blend well.
Yeah,
it doesn't blend well when you change the principle, like the foundation of what the character looks like, to adjust to the world.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it should be the other way around, where you should. I don't know. We're not gonna get into this. I'm not an artist by any means. But.
Look at like Men in Black. Like those have really weird shaped aliens, but no one's sitting there like saying like I can't watch this because that alien looks super weird. It's like that's the point of it. It's so like weird looking, but it works with the world because they.
But I guess what people don't claim about that necessarily is the fact that it's not based on something. It's just like it's a movie. That's just I don't know. You know what I mean?
No,
like, we're basing.
Yeah. I get that. I'm saying like as far like. If the reason they went with this design for Sonic was because it wouldn't look realistic.
I got you.
Like, there are other movies that don't do that, and they're fine. It's like, you don't need to have it look realistic. And then, like, Jim Carrey in it, he just has a weird mustache up at the beginning. But then, at the very end of the trailer, they show, like, the classic Dr. Robotnik,
Eggman.
like, look with the bald and all that, although he's not super, like, fat. So, maybe... I'm guessing there's... my prediction for the movie is... He's not going to turn into that until like the end from some battle between him and Sonic, and there's going to be some
he's going to be like
reaction
that for like the
or
last
something.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then like there's going to be a post-credit scene where he's super fat because he's mad or something. He's sitting.
Please
in his, like,
don't make another
chair.
one of these.
Oh, they're making
Paramount. Oh yeah, it is the same people that do.
Yep.
Transformers and stuff like that. It's Universal. I hate how each like company is like owned by another company. That's
Yeah, there's
another
only like two or three companies.
Exactly. There's like Warner Brothers, Universal, which I don't even know if they're different by any means. They might be.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong in the video right now.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Disney.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because Disney now owns Fox and everything under that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just find it interesting that they're going back to do it, which is good. But at the same time, you should have
paid attention the first time.
Exactly.
When people complain.
We'll get more to that when we talk about more about just like video game movies in general. But let's just finish up this awful ass trailer. Now they're together.
Oh,
also, can we talk about how Sonic is voiced by John Ralphio?
Yeah. So
Ben
Schwartz.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like him. And I think I mentioned that we were talking once. It's like I was watching him in like internet videos before he was on Parks and Rec, and he basically plays the same exact character. He's like super weird, kind of like you know little loopy.
I like him a lot. But when I heard he was voicing him, I'm like, oh man, don't do it.
what I was saying was he actually got the best end of the deal here because 10 years from now, and this is before they announced they were going to change the design, so maybe it'll be better. Who knows? If they didn't, and if the new design's still terrible, he got the better end because 10 years from now, if anyone comes across this on like a Walmart discount bin or something like that, and they pick it up, they're not going to tie him to it at all. Because like they might see his name in the credits, and then they'll be like, oh, look at that. But like the guy who plays the cop, I don't know his name, but I've seen him on a few other things.
James.
No, not James McAvoy.
James
Marsden? Is that him? James Marsden?
Talia, what's his name?
Oh, fuck, I don't remember.
We'll just throw it in the video.
Yeah. This guy. His name's right here.
Yeah. Yeah, people, 10 years from now are going to see him and be like, oh man, he did that movie. And then like Jim Carrey, it's like, come on, dude, you can do better than this.
Jim Carrey, though.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Jim Carrey?
I don't know anymore. I used to really like him, like his like '90s era was great. Yeah, because he, like Big Fat Liar, or Liar Liar.
Yeah.
Not Big Fat Liar was a totally
Cable
different
Guy.
movie.
Cable
Guy.
Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah, the Ace Ventura movies are some of it. It's like
Mask. You could say The Mask, even though The Mask kind of creeps me out.
Mask was good.
Yeah.
The second one, no,
creeps me out.
Did you know The Mask is a comic? Like it was based off. I didn't know that until like a year ago.
I forgot what publisher specifically owns it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's weird.
I know it's not Marvel, and
it's always
I'm
weird.
pretty sure it's not DC. But yeah, like I actually looked into that, and the Mask comic is like way more graphic and hardcore than the movie was. So they definitely toned it down.
But that's like early 2000s, late 90s adaptations for you. For anything.
Yeah. But yeah, like 90s, early 2000s Jim Carrey, like I like because it was like his comedy style and stuff like that. And then he starting to get in a little more serious movies. A couple of them were all right.
Eternal Sunshine, I think
that was pretty good.
I pretty liked it.
The number 23, it was.
I hate. It's one of those movies where I hate the ending.
Yeah,
I was like, what was the point of that?
It's like
too weird.
Watching it, it's like super interesting, and it's one of those things. You watch it and you're like, oh, it's like I can see why this would make a person crazy, blah blah blah. And then you get to the end, it's like, well, okay, I guess that's one way to end a story.
It's one of those weird films, like kind of like the Butterfly Effect. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah,
it's just like a similar feel to it with like comedic actors who are not.
They try to break out into a serious role.
Yeah, and I was like, it's not working for you.
Steve Carell can do serious roles.
Steve Carell's a good actor though.
I just watched his his movie like Welcome to Marwen.
I want to see that.
It was actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not like anything phenomenal, but it's definitely like something you can sit through.
It had a lot of hype from like movie critic people,
yeah.
And then I didn't hear anything about it, so I'm guessing it wasn't amazing.
I mean it's based off a true guy, a real story, so it's obviously going to get some Oscar buzz, but
probably
it wasn't too bad.
But yeah, Jim Carrey. I don't know how I feel about him because I feel like he's a little nuts.
Yep, he kind of went off the deep end.
Have you watched his documentary on Netflix?
No, I didn't know he had one.
You should. It's about him. The movie. I think the movie's called Man on the Moon.
Talk about his insane wife.
No, go into the detail while I'm looking that up.
Oh yeah, no, his wife. I'm trying to think now. I have to look it up because I know she is like, isn't she like one of the head leaders in the anti-vax movement?
What? I would believe that because he's
I'm
weird.
I'm fairly sure. I'm going to look at my phone because I don't want to bust that out.
Man, I think it's called Man on the Moon. I'm Googling this right now.
Oh, I've heard of that. I haven't seen it. That's the one where it like talks about him playing...
Andy Kaufman. There we go. There, yes. So Man on the Moon. I actually liked it because I remember seeing it like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. My brother just had it on, and it's actually a pretty good movie. But the documentary is based on him filming it, because when he filmed it, he actually got in the role of Andy Kaufman. So when he was not filming, he was acting like Andy, and that's messed up to me, because Andy Kaufman's kind of an ass, in my opinion. He's one of those, like, it's like dark humor or dark comedy kind of style. It's not, I don't think it's funny by any means, but a lot of people think it's like amazing, and it's like, I don't know, it's not my cup of tea. And that's what Jim did. And then while watching it, you just realize like he was kind of an asshole the whole time, and he was like, well, that wasn't me, man, that was Andy. And I'm like, oh, shut up. One of those kind of things. And Jim Carrey's kind of loose in the head. He comes to Iowa a lot, in case you didn't know that.
Really? No, I didn't.
He goes to Fairfield because they have some like Buddhist temple.
Is he Buddhist?
Okay, it might not be a Buddhist temple, but it's like it's some sort of like religious gathering of some sort. But he goes there quite a bit because I had a friend who lives there, who's from there, Dallas, who's actually listening to this right now, probably.
Hey.
But hi, Dallas. But he was telling me about how he's usually there every summer. There's just maybe for a couple of weeks or something like that. But I find that interesting. He comes to Iowa quite a bit, and I don't know if I would want to meet him. I'm like,
I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's one of those.
It's probably an ass.
It's one of those situations where it's like I just want to keep his opinion, the '90s version of him, and never meet him.
That's what I mean, and then you shouldn't watch that Netflix dodocumentary because.
Well, I'll probably watch it now.
It's a good documentary, though.
Curiosity, yeah.
So anywho, Jim Carrey. So we'll get back to this trailer.
I hear Gangster Paradise. So, the one thing I will give them is that they took aspects from the games and brought them into the movie. Obviously, they added a lot of other garbage that probably shouldn't. But like him rolling up into the ball and like flying out with the same like sound effect from like the old games, it's like that's pretty good. This bit where he
okay, yeah, pause that. So is he Doctor Strange?
He created portals. That's exactly what I thought. So I don't remember. I've played a few of the games. I don't remember any time in the ones I've played where he can take a ring and whip it and create a portal. Like
I think that were they portals in the game?
The rings? No. Well, so
there's like bigger rings, but then there was like actual. But I thought they were like jumping pads.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So
kind of thing.
Yeah, there's jumping pads, and they're just obviously
collect
little
rings. Yeah, the whole time.
And then there are like portals in the game to get to like bonus levels, and like at the end of the game or at the end of like a level when you run through, you can like jump through that or whatever. But Sonic himself was never able just to take a ring and whip it and create a portal like. Because that would have been a totally different game.
Yeah, exactly.
And, obviously they would have just taken, kind of some inspiration, I guess, from it. But I think that is overdoing it a little much.
Yeah, it's just strange to me.
Yeah.
Also, on the Sega topic, I wish at the beginning of the movie it's just like all this quiet like logo stuff, and then Sega.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm saying.
I would go just to see that and be like, I'm done, and then I leave.
And I hope it's the same audio file from like the classic Sega, like the Sega Genesis or something, where it's just like it's like 2-bit.
And for the record, I want to pay as little as much to see this movie. I'll even go in like on a $5 like Tuesday. I'll even see if I can sneak in, or I don't know. If I know a way into this movie without having to pay at least $9, whatever it is right now, then the better. Because I don't want to give them money, but at the same time, I want to see this garbage very badly.
Till the $1 Redbox version.
Yeah, because that way we can review it here and we can talk all the nonsense on this shit movie. Like, it could be great, but at the same time,
it very well could be, and I think that'll make the internet even angrier.
Yeah,
as if it's great, because then they're not going to have anything to complain about.
But it's like a 99% chance that it's not going to be great. So, and I'm not a betting man, but
yeah, no. I mean, just that's the other thing. Like, as we're finishing up this trailer and kind of moving on into the bigger topic, I have yet to find. Well, I guess not completely. It's very rare that a video game movie is good as a standalone movie. Because, like, pretty much any video game movie that is even watchable, it's just because people who played the game like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And callbacks.
Exactly. And I feel like, that's kind of what this is going to be, in a sense.
Has a Genesis.
Yeah.
I think that's so stupid.
It's like, I get what they were going for, because Sega Genesis and all that. And this bit with the missiles, it's like they're just gonna get sued by X-Men or Fox or I guess now Disney.
Yeah, now Disney. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. When they
this joke's bad. This is a bad joke too.
That's the other thing. They give away like this joke in the trailer. It has nothing to do with Sonic. It's like if they would have kept that in the movie, it would have been kind of a funny moment for people.
I wonder what the budget was on this film.
I don't know, $40.
$40.
Well, it's going to be even more now that they have to redo all of the.
Yeah, at least another. It's just ballpark guessing, but like another $100 million.
Just for the CG.
Yep.
That might be. A little...
I don't know the numbers on Justice League, but when they had to go do the whole mustache thing for reshoots, that was very expensive.
And that was bad.
So I can only imagine how expensive that's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally see them, just changing the design and then not really reanimating anything. Just give the model a different texture or a different modeling, but keep all the animation the same. Which that'll cut the budget.
I wouldn't think to be that too difficult by any means with how far we are. I mean how many people are working on it.
Yeah, like
what do I know?
Difficulty wise, that wouldn't be as much as reanimating the entire thing, but it probably won't look as good because if they animated like the arms and the legs to move as they're drawn now, and then they give him a new design. Let's say the new design looks like the classic where he's got real skinny legs, he just basically has a torso and then skinny arms and then the eyes. Like if they just throw that model, it's going to look real weird because things are going to be bending and moving as they shouldn't be.
Yeah. Especially with this, he just looks weird. There's no ass. It's flat face.
I want my Sonic.
to have a big old booty. I want his booty game to be very bootylicious of sorts. I prefer my video game characters with a huge, big old ass. Badonkadonk. But it was just, I don't know. This is creepy looking. It looks like that one ape kid, or like the kid from Jumanji when he turns into an ape. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Alan. Another Alan.
Alan. I just want that forever. Just that Jurassic Park reference to never die. I wanted to forever, just, like
Alan.
Ever thought about that? Like whenever we're older, or like say like thousands of years from now, people find all of our artifacts and stuff, and it's just like a bunch of stupid ass memes.
Yep. I've thought about that. Like, what if some alien civilization, or like 100,000, 200,000 years from now, a civilization then that and now we're the ancient ones finds our stuff and is able to like view our media. So like, especially aliens, like, are they going to know things are computer generated and fake, or are they going to be like, these people had dinosaurs? Where are they? Like, that's how they died. Oh, it all makes sense now. It's like these people are like have superheroes that are fighting like our people. It's like this whole thing.
Jerks.
Yeah.
They probably use Alienware. You like that? You like that funny joke? Anywho, so that just on the topic of that, just video game movies in general, it's just not been great.
No.
And those are two things that I love. I love movies and I love video games. You would think putting them together, it'd be great. Yeah. Kind of like I love popcorn, but I love M&Ms. But when you put them together, muy guapo. Muy guapo. Very good. But they just don't mix well. And I partially, not partially, I know that the studio just wants to pump out something with the brand name to make money and put as little effort as possible into it.
Yep.
That's the whole thing. And it's I don't know. It's one of those things where like video games are practically movies anyways.
More or less now, yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're watching or playing Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my god.
That's literally just a movie. But
40-hour long movie.
Yeah. But it's just in general, like, they do it so much better, and then when a movie tries to actually do it within 2 hours, it's so hard to just kind of like compose everything into one giant thing, whereas you have like most games are like average about 20 to like 60 hours, would you say, at least?
Yeah.
Depending on what it is.
And I think that's a major point too, is because video games don't have a time limit. Like, obviously you don't want a story to be 4,000 hours long because no one's going to finish it, but you don't have to condense it down into a few hours like films do. They I'm trying to think, because I know they announced Uncharted. They have an Uncharted movie in the works.
Yeah,
with apparently Tom Holland. I don't know. That's a different thing.
We'll see how that goes.
But like even like I'm trying to think of realistic games that can be made into movies, like Uncharted, like Tomb Raider, stuff like that. Stuff with like actual people characters, human characters that don't delve into like supernatural stuff that's, makes it a little more difficult to put on screen. The difference between games and movies for those is that you can have like cutscenes and, like a 10-minute cutscene, and then you can have all the intermediary explanation be playable. So I just keep going back to Uncharted, but I'm thinking, when you have a cutscene, you find like the lost civilization of pirates or whatever. You can then go exploring in there and find all this other stuff and uncover bits of the story yourself just by reading like old notes and books and stuff like that. When in movies, you can't do that. You have to condense that down to like a 10-minute sequence and explain everything. Yeah. And it just doesn't work because then you're just kind of fast forwarding the whole plot just to get a movie with this IP made. And it's just like, it doesn't work like that. And then going back to games, like Sonic or like Mario or things that don't have a story, and then you're creating a story, and then because then you have to make sure you're pleasing everyone that likes the game for the gameplay aspect, and you have to think of a story that people are going to like, but nobody ever likes those stories. Yeah. Because they just don't make sense.
You got to please the general audience too to it. Which kind of brings up an interesting point, because we were just talking about Detective Pikachu and how fantastic that looks. And early buzz has been saying that it's arguably the best video game movie ever made.
Really?
Which to me...
I mean, there's not a whole lot of competition.
Exactly.
But
And that's why it makes me think about it is like maybe why it's so successful is, first off, Pokemon is very popular.
Worldwide, yeah.
Yes. We love it. I love it. I think you like it.
All right.
You're all right. Yeah. But I think it's also... like why it makes sense into like why it can be made into a movie is that it's not really complex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so simple that you can make a movie into it. Granted, with Detective Pikachu, you can have a plot to it, but like when it comes to the actual Pokemon games, it is what it is. You catch Pokemon, you fight gyms, yada yada yada. There's not like a whole ton of story necessarily. There is a story to every different Pokemon game, and each one they keep trying to do more and more. But like the general like foundation of it, to me personally, I feel like it's an easier like transition from video game to movie, because the movie you can do whatever you want with it, but stay true to it, and that's what this looks like it's doing. Because I remember initially when they revealed all the Pokemon into it, people were like freaking out. Like, it looks so terrifying, and then they saw Sonic.
They're like, oh, Pokemon's great.
Yeah, right. The only thing, like, Lickitung looks terrifying, and I get that, but also that's what Lickitung there's no way you can make Lickitung look not terrifying.
No, because he's
in real life.
Yeah, he's just a pink like skin covered blob that's like shiny.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks great.
Snorlax looked too fuzzy and too small. That's my only thing. Like,
but I want one.
There's a I think it's in the first trailer that came out. There's a picture of Snorlax in what looks like Times Square or something.
Yeah, just standing like
and
sleeping.
He looks like 3 feet tall. It's like, wait a minute. But I mean,
so I think the Machamp looks taller than him.
Yeah,
because the Machamp, isn't he like directing traffic?
I think that's what he's doing. Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, and the thing why I think Pokemon is going to do well, because this is the first live action Pokemon movie, is it not?
Correct. Yeah.
It's because everybody knows Pokemon.
Exactly.
Like things like with Sonic and Mario and like other games, like people know of them, but they don't know like everything about it. Like like my parents or something probably. They know what Sonic is, but they wouldn't know that Dr. Robotnik is a character or anything. So they wouldn't know why Jim Carrey has a weird mustache. Yeah. But like everybody knows Pokemon, and this movie doesn't look like you need to know specifics of Pokemon. Like you don't need to know, like Ash is a character, or you don't need to know about gym badges and stuff like that. Just based off the trailers, I don't know. And you don't need to know why Pokemon exists. You just need to know that this is a world where Pokemon exist, and this is the thing. And then the movie will take it from there.
Exactly. There's a plot. It has the lead Pokemon that everybody and their mother knows, Pikachu. So you can slap that on there. And you have Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I think that's appealing to everybody. And what I've heard from it so far, again, I haven't gone too much into details by any means, but like a lot of people said like there's a lot of Easter eggs and like call outs to like to the hardcore Pokemon fans.
Yeah,
which is great. That's what I mean. You don't necessarily need to pander to them, but like there needs to be some sort of like fan service to your fans if you're gonna make a video game movie, and then something that general audience people can pick up.
Yeah.
And to me, this movie just seems like, again, solely off the trailers, that it's appealing to those. It's like checking off all the things that you need to check off for a successful video game movie, and it's just a successful movie in general.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't look like they're making it. And knowing how Ryan Reynolds kind of does his movies, they're not making it for every person on the planet to enjoy. It's like they're making a movie that you can watch and enjoy because it's like kind of a family friendly one.
Yeah.
But they're not making it for someone who doesn't know what Pokemon is.
They're making it for the fans.
Yeah.
And kids.
Yeah.
Again,
like it's
most of these things we talk
movie.
about are meant for kids. I don't know about Sonic. Like
they look like they try to make a kids movie, but
like
they try to bring it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm imagining there's going to be a lot more explosions in it than any Sonic movie should have.
So we talked about a lot about like just in general or not comic movies, but like video game movies in general. There's a lot of bad ones. For example, Doom.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Assassin's Creed, but I heard it's really bad.
I was just going to ask about that because that's one that's been in the back of my mind this whole conversation. It's real bad.
Is it going to details? I haven't seen it. So I refuse to watch it. There's very few movies I refuse to watch. That's one of them, and then that Fantastic Four movie. That's
the new one? That's bad too.
It's the only comic movie I've never seen, and I've seen. I was telling Ty this. I've seen that shitty Ghost Rider movie, which the second
Nick Cage.
one. Oh god, go on. But yeah, Assassin's Creed.
So yeah, Assassin's Creed. It's got Michael Fassbender, and I don't remember the exact plot, but it's
something.
Yeah, it's so. So have you played the like original Assassin's Creed games? Okay, so you know like the Animuses and all that. So that's in this movie, and they try to go into a way of explaining that for everyone to understand, but they don't really nail it.
Yeah,
and it's like I think I understood it just because I've played like all these Assassin's Creed games. I kind of know what everything is, so I know why they can visit their ancestors' memories and stuff like that. But someone who doesn't know anything about that, they're gonna have no clue what's going on because they just kind of brush over the whole thing. They're like, oh yeah, this is the Animus. It allows us to see like ancestors' memories or something. It's like okay, so he jumps in there and he's like doing flips and stuff like that, and then whenever they go into his past or his like ancestor, everything's in Spanish. Like,
what?
Yeah, like because I think
like I get that because like it's that time period, but
yeah, but it's like this is not a movie where you need to take it that seriously, and it's they try to make it a very serious like movie, like it's not dark or anything. It's just like there's no comedy. It's so weird, and yeah, so the whole like everything in the past is in Spanish and. I think there's subtitles. I'm pretty sure.
Otherwise, I had to learn Spanish real quick.
Yeah, so it's like you're reading 50% of the movie, and then it comes back and it's in English. And the biggest, like I said, I don't even remember what happens in the movie just because it was so bad. But one of the biggest things in Assassin's Creed games is when you climb the top of a tower and you jump off into like a hay bale or haystack or like water or something, and you get that eagle scream, and you would think that would be in the movie.
And they didn't do it.
Well, what happens? What happens is they have it in the movie technically.
Yeah.
So, and spoiler for anyone who even cares about this movie, that's
you had
a few
couple
years old. Yeah. So he's like running away from some guards or something like that. He's doing something, and he's at the top of the tower, and he looks down. And it's like, okay, there's this thing, and he's gonna jump in. So he like jumped. It's this big build-up moment that every person who's played the game knows what's about to happen. They're like, finally, this is what I came for. He jumps off the building. You hear the eagle scream, and then they cut to a different scene. It's like they don't show him. They don't show him landing or falling or anything. He just like jumps off, and it's not even in the movie. And it's all they address about it. It's like, what?
It's like having a Pokemon movie without having Pokemon.
Yeah, and then they cut back to him in like the real world, and he's like attached to this weird like gyroscope like belt thing that he's like doing flips and stuff on, and it's weird because like
I think I've seen that in the trailers.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah,
and I think that's the movie where they were like, oh, if you get hurt in the past, you get hurt. Your actual body gets hurt, kind of like the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's like a weird mixture of the Matrix and Assassin's Creed. It's real bad.
I didn't realize that they're actually very similar.
Yeah.
Quick review. What would you give it, Gavin? On a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh man, probably like 2. Just because there were a couple action sequences of him running around that was like okay to watch,
but nothing else.
But yeah, definitely not a reason to watch the movie.
Gotcha.
Is real bad.
I'm trying to other movies like again Doom. I don't know if you've ever seen Doom before.
I don't think I've seen the full thing. I've seen like bits and pieces.
Yeah,
of it.
they at the end they go first person mode.
Oh, I've heard
so
that.
laughable. It's like, why is this even a thing? It was The Rock at his like early acting stages. There's that. There's the Resident Evil movies, which they made way too many, in my opinion. They should have stopped at like 2, which they don't connect to the games at all. And I think that's one of the big disconnects. Is that like, if you're gonna make a movie based on it, might as well make it somewhat relatable to it.
Especially something like that where it's kind of it's a story that's already been told in movies. It's just a different variety of it.
Yeah. So I might as well stick to what it's about.
Yeah.
What other? There's the Super Mario movie. Which, if you didn't know, they're making an animated Super Mario movie, which I'm intrigued to see how that be.
Yeah,
how that be.
Right then. Yeah. Because I would say, because the live action Super Mario was bad. Like, they were actual plumbers.
So cringy.
It's so stupid. I'm just thinking about them going into like the like different world. Like, don't they walk through like a wall or something like that? Because I don't think they walked through a painting like they did in the Mario game. Yeah. But I think they walked through a wall or a tube or something like that because they're plumbers. It was so stupid.
It's bad. And then the Goombas look weird. They look like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's all coming back to me now. Like, I haven't seen it because that came out in 95 or something? 96, something like that?
Yeah. Put that down in the video right here.
Yeah.
And then, I'm trying to think of other... Like, there's just so many bad video game movies. And like, I think Warcraft came out, which looked pretty good. The World of Warcraft movie.
I never saw that.
But I heard it was bad, and I'm just like, I haven't seen it.
See,
and I don't play the game, so I don't.
Yeah, and that one, I will say, when I saw the trailers, like that style of movie, I think fits for those type of games.
Exactly.
Because it was like animated, but not cartoon. It was like live action animated,
CGI style, which it looks nice.
Yeah,
for what it was.
Yeah, and like the story based from the trailer didn't look super. I never played Warcraft, so I wasn't into it, but it looked all right just based off those.
So with that being said, do you have any like well, first off, do you have any like it's my stomach. Do you have any predictions for like video game movies in the future? That come to mind.
Predictions? No, because it's like anything you could predict, it's like at some point it might be made, but then things, like I would have never predicted a Sonic movie coming out in 2019. Some movies where I think they could pull a decent movie, or at least like a show or an inspiration like for a series, is like the Splinter Cell games, because they're like kind of like spy.
Tom Clancy in general, which I think those are originally based on books. But
I don't know if the game, I'm assuming they are, because everything else Tom Clancy is. So if they like took Sam Fisher or whatever and made him into a game, or a movie, I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
I can see them making. Well, I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think there were talks about a Minecraft movie. Which,
there was. Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny was involved in it. I don't know if that's still a thing or how far along they are.
That's like 5 years too late. Same with the Angry Birds movie. That was like 2 or 3 years too late.
Yeah, that wasn't terrible though. It wasn't great. It was not great, but it's one of those movies like it's
coming out with a sequel.
Yeah, that's probably that's too much. Yeah,
it's a dead app game.
Yeah, like it's if you take like the Emoji Movie and give it like actual like story.
I haven't seen Emoji Movie.
No, that's bad.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's real bad.
I refuse to watch that.
I don't remember. I think I watched that because my nephew was staying over.
Yeah.
So we needed some kids movie or something, and it was on Netflix or Hulu or Redbox or something.
I think it's on
like
Netflix.
That. Yeah.
Still is, to my knowledge.
I think that's also why I watched the Angry Birds movie, was because he was over and he's like 4. So
that, and then I could see them making at some point like a Fortnite movie. It's so
well. They made Ready Player One, so might as well.
True. I don't know. We'll see. I will say Fortnite is one of my guilty pleasure games. Once in a while, I'm like, I gotta play. They had like an Avengers thing right now, so I was like, I gotta get to all the Avengers stuff real quick.
Never played it.
Have you been playing anything recently?
I haven't played a game in I think a month. I've just been so busy with like other garbage that. Like I think I told you, like there's a video we're gonna like work on, so I like started on my PlayStation to like test that out and realize it's a much bigger project than anticipated. But other than that, like I haven't played. I don't even know if my Switch will turn on because I haven't had it charged.
I just turned it on this today.
It's like I need to make sure that's not broken.
After we did our Crash video, I beat it the next day. I sat down and actually did it, and I started 2, which 2 is much more enjoyable than 1. Because like 1, I think if you watched our video, it was just us messing around with after eating the wings and whatnot. But like once you get towards the end of the game, it's really annoying. It's just some annoying ass levels, and it's fun though. But I beat that, and I've been playing some Overwatch. I don't know if you ever played Overwatch before.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
It's still going.
I think the only like game like that I've played is Apex. Not that Apex and Overwatch are similar, but that genre of kind of. Like
I've kind of gone
games.
out of Apex lately.
I've heard the numbers are dropping, and like I said, I haven't played in a month, so
I still don't have the mood for it. Ooh, alarms!
Some sirens going.
So we have the windows open right now because it's so nice outside, and we thought, why not? So if you hear some of the stuff in the background,
I think there were some birds at the beginning.
Yeah, I hope we got those. But yeah, I'm excited for Pikachu back to like national video game movies. I hope it's good. If it's good, which I think it's going to make a lot of money, they're going to make another one probably.
Oh yeah.
Which if they stick to it and make a good movie, do it. Anything that Ryan Reynolds is attached to right now, I feel like he
seems to be doing well.
He's A, promoting it, and B, he's choosing correct stuff to, you know what I mean? Because like when it was announced that they were going to Detective Pikachu, everyone was like, no.
Yeah.
And then once he was announced as the voice, I don't think a lot of us were on board for that.
I think, and I don't know how much he had in the production. Like I don't know if he just did voice or if he helped at all with the story or idea or anything. But I feel like after the studio saw what he did with Deadpool, I think they're all a little more inclined to go with what he wants to do.
I feel like he had more say into this, which
I imagine
I wouldn't take him for like a Pokemon fan by any means, but he knows what like the nerds want.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna obviously
he knows not to drift too far away, but not to make it so like close-minded, I guess, for Pokemon fans that no one else will enjoy it. He knows that good mixture.
That good.
Yeah.
So, well, perfect. Well, we're getting close to the end here. Any wrap up thoughts you want to say before we head out?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm
almost done with this Big Grove brewery.
Like it anymore? Is the sour getting to you?
Yeah, it's like I had to drink. I have to take a couple sips to actually get used to it, and then I probably will start liking sours more.
Like I mentioned, I like sour stuff. Like I like sour drinks, like sour like candies or whatever.
Yeah.
But and like whiskey sour is like one of my favorite drinks, but I can never do more than like one in a night, because if like anytime I've ever like had one whiskey sour, I'm like, oh, this is delicious, I'm gonna have another. I order another one like at the bar, and I get it, and then my throat just dies. Like whatever, like the sour like mixture, it just kills my throat, and then I can't speak for the rest of the night.
Yeah, my friend
it's
Rick's
a love-hate relationship.
My friend Rick's really big into sours. He's like, oh, it's always about that sour stuff. I'm all about the sours. And then he'll have like one beer or two beers and he's gone. So I hope Rick's listening to this. Rick, if you're listening to this, you're a wuss, buddy. But yeah, it's pretty good. And again, thanks to the sponsor. Hopefully we can get some more. And that was the end.
Pay us.
That was it. Pay us. Please. But no, we're gonna do some more stuff. We're gonna do a Cuphead video here coming soon, and then next week, like I said, we're gonna do Disney. Might not be coming out till later next week, but that's due to Mother's Day and all that good stuff. That good.
Go buy your mom a gift. It's coming up next week.
It is. Yeah.
I think by the time this comes out, it'll be 3 days away.
Probably, yeah. What do you get your mom?
I don't know yet.
I mean, my mom's the hardest person to shop for. She's like, just give me whatever. Yeah. All I know is that she doesn't like vanilla. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That cancels out vanilla.
I remember I was talking to Talia about that. I'm like, I get her whatever, but just no, it can't be vanilla because she doesn't like vanilla. So.
Yeah, my mom's one of those where it's like pretty much whatever I get her, she'll be like, oh my God, thank you. It's like I wasn't expecting anything. Yeah. But it's tough to buy because if I ask her, it's like, what do you want for a birthday or Christmas or Mother's Day or anything? And she's like, don't get me anything. She's like, don't spend your money. Don't buy anything. It's like, well, I'm going to, so you might as well just tell me. It's like, just make this easier on both of us.
Yeah, I'll probably just get her flowers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Moms are hot. I bought her, I remember, God's Not Dead 1 and 2. It was like different years for Mother's Day. Or it was her birthday. I don't remember. It was something like that. But I'm like, I won't watch this, but hope you enjoy. Good luck. I can't. Side tangent. I can't watch Christian films. I just don't. It's nothing to do with like religion at all. I just think they're really poorly made films.
Well, yeah, it's because big studios don't generally, want to
go that route.
Want to budget for it or anything. So it's like they go the smaller budget route.
And everyone's like, God's Not Dead is the best Christian film ever.
Yeah.
Is it? But we won't get into that. But yeah, thank you for listening, supporting the channel. I had a couple friends, or just people in general, like who I haven't talked to in a while, just reach out and say how much they love the podcast. So
Nice.
that's pretty awesome. So if that's like 1 or 2 people out there, then I guess we're doing something all right. So my name is Justin.
I'm Gavin.
And we are the Guber... What's our name? Guber Games.
Oh.
Guber Boy.
I thought that was going somewhere else for a minute.
No, I was like, we're announcing a new name. Nope. We're Guber Talks. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Bait.